See Money, breaking news to open up today's show.
Absolutely.
And it's not just like breaking news. Oh, it's on the Amazon Fire Stick. How many people actually use those things? Well, I would say in the millions. And what is coming to fruition, and we talked about this in the green room seconds ago, all of those years ago, you remember, folks, you remember when Phil Spencer was clowned by the media, he was clowned by the naysayers of Xbox, that he wanted to reach 3 billion gamers. And every time they take a step forward since closing ABK, it seems like they're getting closer and closer to that goal and bringing Xbox games, no console required, to the Amazon Fire Stick really does cement their push, not only for this gen, but way into the future. See Money, how you feeling, brother? Welcome back.
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. This is just another moment where the Xbox is showing their plan, right? World domination is 100% in their scopes. That's what they're looking for. They want to be everywhere. They want to be the Windows of gaming, right?
Yep.
That's what they're looking to do. And this is what you're seeing it happen, man. And just a quick Google, just give you an idea. Uh, Fire, Amazon Fire devices, 200 million
Holy,
as of
oh my
2023. 2023,
wow.
over
Wow.
200 million. So just to give a little perspective.
Jagger 0718 is asking, is this real or just a rumor? Well, no, it's real.
No,
and I
that's
have the
official.
pressers. C Money has the press release as well. We're going to read verbatim, but thank you for that, doing that quick math, because I didn't know that. C Money, you just did a quick Google search, 200 million. I mean, that's a lot of customers, man, and no console required. I mean, look, C Money, how often have you talked about it with Doodle on your show that the casual audience isn't as casual as people try and make them out to be? Okay, maybe they don't know about ABK. Maybe they don't know about the next acquisition that Microsoft is going to make, but they do understand and consistently change what and how they watch things on their TVs. That also means playing games. A lot of these casuals play Words with Friends, and they play, the jeweled like game that's like Columns, or they play Tetris, or they play pick your favorite flavor, any of the King games. They play them. And when these same gamers, C Money, are the same gamers that also have 4, 5, sometimes as much as 10 different subscription services, because they cut the cords, right? They're not paying $380 for cable. They're paying, now it may, we all know that we pay just as much. We try not to admit that we do, but we pay just as much because we have all these different services. And when you consider something like Xbox Game Pass, which is going to come into fruition at some point with all of these services, it is leaps and bounds bigger and better than what PlayStation and Nintendo are doing. And that's just a fact.
Agreed. 100%, man.
Well, listen, you know what? We have the press release in front of us. And C Money, I'm going to go to you first on it, but I want to read it verbatim, so there's no mistaking exactly what is happening here. This I pulled from Wario64, and the reason why I used his specifically is everything is in one nice document on the screen. I could read it verbatim. Everyone will understand what I'm talking about, but you could pretty much find this story anywhere. One of the stories I did pull that is incredibly well written is the one by Jez Corden of Windows Central. I will add that story along with the link for Wario64 in the show notes once this is uploaded onto YouTube. So here is the presser. Once downloaded, the Xbox app is designed to offer a smooth and seamless experience. And here is how it works, ladies and gentlemen. Simply install and launch the Xbox app from your Fire TV device. Sign in with your Microsoft account to play. If you're an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate member, you'll have instant access to hundreds of cloud-enabled games. Not a member? No worries. You can join Xbox Game Pass for one low monthly price or check out Fortnite without a membership. Connect a Bluetooth enabled wireless controller, controllers like your Xbox wireless controller, Xbox adaptive controller, PlayStation DualSense, or DualShock 4 controller are all compatible. Simply start playing. Over the past few years, we have been on a journey to deliver cloud gaming to more devices, to more people around the globe, and we are excited to add the Fire Stick to our growing family of cloud gaming devices and eager to welcome in new players to this experience. Stay tuned for additional details. You can read about the Xbox Cloud Gaming beta on Fire Stick TV devices at Amazon's blog right here and learn to learn more about the Xbox Cloud Gaming beta, visit xbox.com/cloud gaming. Simple, very well worded. Anyone can understand this, see money. I don't
Oh,
people are grasping how big of a deal is. What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, it's huge, right? Like this is opening up. I mean, think about this. This is them essentially being opened up to a whole new market of people who again are going to be able to experience something with minimal effort, right? And that's what this all requires, right? Like the issue that Game Pass and all these other just in games in general, right? We know that the whole talk of town is that console gaming isn't growing, right? And again, we Phil Spencer came out, had his interview, and he told us that there's only 2 ways to do it, right? And we've seen which way each company is doing it, right? So there's one way, which is take the existing fan base that you have and your existing customers and keep trying to find new ways to dig deeper into their pockets, right? I think at this point we can coin that the Sony way, right? That's the PlayStation way, right? Remasters, remakes. Now they're gonna bring PlayStation 3 games, select ones that they're going to sell you to
I was
make
just gonna
more
say that.
money.
Yeah, sell you.
So those are not going to be free games going into your subscription, right? So that's their way. And then Xbox's way is growing it, right? How can you grow outside of the standard, fare of the 250 million total console gamers, right? Well, that's not by going ahead and saying, "Here's more advertisement. Come look at us. Come look at us." No, it's by going to the players, right? Being where they are and make it as easy as possible for them to go ahead and be a part of this, right? So I tell you right now, you got 200 million people who are using Fire TV devices. Now, obviously, there's going to be some cross pollination, right? Some of those people have access to other things. Some of them are ready gamers. Some of them are aware. But even still, you're still exposing Game Pass to people who are going to turn on their TV one day, and then instead of the normal thing they see, they'll see an ad on the screen that instead of their normal ads, they'll see one that says "Play Call of Duty." Here. What do you mean play it? Boom, you look, Game Pass subscription, free trial, 7 days, whatever, and then play Call of Duty now. Like, that is going to be a huge thing for people who are just not aware that it's gonna be that easy for them to do it, right? Like, again, as much as people are gamers and they wanna do this, there's a big difference between knowing of something, saying, "Oh, man, I would love to play the next Call of Duty, but I still play on a 360, right? I still play on a PlayStation 3." Like we forget to understand that there's still a lot of people who have not transitioned further. There's people in the Wii generation still who they just play those games over and over again. Like that's just what they do because gaming is not cheap, right? And if your way of getting in is through a PC that you have to purchase or a console that you have to purchase, you know, some people are just not going to do that. So you're going to go ahead and have people turn it on and be like, "Oh my god, Game Pass is here? How much is it? $10 a month? How many games? What are the games?" You click it, they show you a either a trailer or you see some of the selection. Come on, man. Like, that's crazy, and you're opening yourself up to a brand new market, again, 200 million as of what, 2023. So that's 8 months. November 2nd was this article where they said they hit 200,000,000. That's that is what, 7 months ago, 8 months ago? Like, who knows where they are now, right? 250,000,000? These are all people who can turn on their console, become a Game Pass member, and this is what it is. I saw a comment about, uh, xCloud is still not as good as GeForce Now, right? And that's true, right?
That
GeForce
is no,
Now
no,
is
that's just facts. It is,
I
but
mean,
they
that's
are
just fact,
working
right?
on getting that fixed, correct?
But how does that happen, right? It happens when you keep getting more subscribers, more people who come in, more people using the cloud. This is what it is. Now, I don't know if you guys saw them point out the fact that even for $0, if you have an Amazon Fire TV stick, you can go ahead, or Amazon Fire TV, and play Fortnite El gratis, free,
Yeah.
no
Yeah,
subscription.
free.
You're just gonna have
Nope,
to sign
just
up
play.
for Microsoft account, right? You'll have to log in, but outside of that, you're free. And you got for it's like the what's that thing that they how they say it, gateway drug, right? Get you hooked on some Fortnite, you
Give
know what
you
I'm
a little
saying? Like, ooh,
taste is what you're
give you a
saying,
little
and they
taste,
just
like,
keep
wow, I
coming
can't
back for
believe this
more.
works. That's it. That's it, and you'll see them. They'll advertise every time there's a new big game coming, they'll advertise it on Amazon Fire TV until one day a game pops up that somebody looks at and says, "Oh my god, that's there? What?" And then boom. This is it, man. Phil is doing everything right. They're making all the right moves. Again, he's not interested in constantly digging into our pockets and making us spend more money on something that's not worth it. That's why they're not doing a mid-gen refresh, right? They could, right? They could say, "Oh, well, this is this is what everybody does now. We started it last gen after the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 Pro. We made our series our 1X and our 1S. Like, they could have done it, but they don't want to, right? They want to expand gaming, right?
Right.
That's how you have real sustainable growth, by expanding it, right? You got to understand, like, console gamers, yeah, we have a lot of them, and there's people coming in all the time, but there's also people leaving all the time, right? Like, it's not just once you're in, you stay forever. There's people who play it, and then there's people who stop playing games, there's people who move on. So that's a constantly fluctuating number. That's why it always stays in that same general area. You gotta reach out to people and you gotta meet them where they are, right? Microsoft knows that. That's why they did it with Windows, right? They used to keep all their stuff, oh, it has to be Windows, but now you can go to Apple and use Microsoft Word, right? You could do all that stuff because they know that you have to meet people where they are. You can't force people to go buy your devices if you want to grow. And the money hasn't been in the hardware for a long time in all these other places, right? Um, so listen, what they're doing is great. It's only going to benefit us Xbox fans because the more they get, the more we get. The more we get is because the not only is not only for us, right? It's for those new people too, right? And I'm just, Xbox is a whole different level right now. I can't understand how people still come into, like, comments for our videos and our streams and shit that we do, and literally still come in talking about Xbox is dead, Xbox is irrelevant. Like, what are you talking about? Like, how cracked out do you have to be? Like, how, like, the pony blinders are so strong for so many people. Like, it's crazy to think that that's even bro, PlayStation didn't even have a showcase, fam. They had a state of play with nothing in it.
More like a state of disappointment, but yes, please continue,
Facts,
sir.
facts. Like, what are we talking about here? How are we even, like, they're delusional, man. They're delusional. It's crazy. It's crazy. There's no denying what Xbox is doing. There's no denying what Xbox has done. Listen, games going elsewhere, we already got the memo, right? We have an idea of things that might be going. We know for sure things that are not going to be going, right? So uh, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we already had 4 games go, right? Nobody bought anything, right? Sea of Thieves, Matt Booty had the interview he did. He talked about how Sea of Thieves was a success, right? But guess what? They just released the numbers for last week, right? It's not in the top 10,
No.
right? So as much as it was a success, how long is it going to be a success for? Well, for a game like Sea of Thieves, that's what really matters. The initial burst, nobody cares, right? Nobody cares about the initial. All anybody cares about with a live service game like that is how many of those PlayStation people are going to keep playing and keep spending money. And already you see out of the top 10, right? There's nothing over there. 3 of the other games were a complete failure, right? That's why he was like, "Well, the one thing we could say is at least it got good review scores," right? No talk about sales. He wasn't happy with the sales, right? So, look, PlayStation is in a downward spiral right now,
Yeah,
right?
I'd agree. I'd agree with that.
They have console sales, that's not gonna go away for a while, right? So, I don't think anybody's delusional here thinking that tomorrow PlayStation is gonna wake up and not have anybody playing it, right? That's not what's gonna happen. But what will happen is over the course of the rest of this generation, going into the start of the next one, you will start seeing casuals make moves, right? Either they will eventually leave because it saves them money to buy a Series S on Black Friday for $150 with Game
Yep.
Pass versus staying in PlayStation and spending $70 for every game that they see coming to Game Pass for free. Or you're going to have the people who are undecided. And we already know that over half of the PlayStation 4 generation is still with a PlayStation 4. And obviously, whatever PlayStation 5 has done so far has not enticed these people to move.